whip the toe past the heel. And there's another, that's a nice little draw right there. And that one's running a mile. And I'm telling you, it just does not feel like I'm even swinging at the ball with that little move. All of that pop and all of that power, it's not coming from what the young guys do. I see so many players who feel like they have to accept hitting it shorter as they get older. And there is some truth that you may lose some speed and you're not going to move as well as you get older, but there's also another truth that is huge, and that is that you have probably been swinging inefficiently. I got a tool here that we're going to get to here in a minute. I'm going to give you a little different way of thinking about this, but your whole life, you've probably been swinging inefficiently, not delivering all of the energy of the club to the golf ball, right? What does that look like for most players? It looks like that little bit steep over the top move in the downswing here. Then it looks like that chicken wing move over here. It slows the club down and it doesn't give you that whip of the toe past the heel of the club. That's where that effortless power really comes from. So, and then what I see so often is as you get older and start hitting it shorter, you start trying to swing harder. And when you start trying to swing harder, it just exacerbates those problems and it makes you swing even more over the top. So if before you were swinging with 60, 70% efficiency, delivering 60, 70% of the energy of the golf club to the golf ball, now when you try to step on it, that over the top move gets worse and you end up delivering maybe 40, 50%. So that's where those huge steep drops in distance come from. And I'm gonna give you a completely different way, some new stuff here that I hope is gonna help you think about this completely differently and help you build some of that effortless power and efficiency of the strike, delivering a lot more of the energy of the club to the golf ball. So what are the two feels that you really need to start getting some of this distance back? And what they are is fast hands and constant body rotation, okay? Not fast body rotation, because we don't want the hips to outrace the hands. That's one of the problems. When people try to step on it and they actually lose distance, the hips start to go too fast and the club lags behind, stays open, right? We need to get the fast hands, so we need to get the hands moving and turning over pretty quickly here, but with constant body rotation through impact, not fast body rotation, because we want the club to really stay right in front of the body. And so one thought or feeling that I've been teaching for years with this is if the ball was attached to your club face with Velcro, okay, picture that, ball attached to the club face with Velcro, how would you throw or fling it down the fairway? You would make this move and you would drop this elbow into your trail side right here and whip that toe of the club past the heel of the club. When you whip that toe past the heel, you can see the hips turn, but they don't outrace. If I was gonna try to whip the toe past the heel and I went like this, that's not whipping the toe past the heel. Whipping the toe past the heel is this, right? The hip rotation is constant, but the club's staying right in front of the body here. And the other day, somebody in my member site made a comment on one of my lessons and said, when I was teaching this whip move, that the chuck it tool for dogs, which I thought was really great. And I happen to have dogs and I grabbed this thing and it really does give you the feel. So if you were gonna chuck this, I took the ball off because it'll fly off when I do this, of course. So if you were to chuck this ball, you would make this move right here, right? You would probably actually go, and you would kind of stop it. That's kind of a good feel to start with. But then when you start to really release it, you want this to kind of go over this way, right? So it's a little bit of a exit this way. And if you start thinking of this as an exit this way, what starts to happen? Well, you can hear the whip and you can hear the speed. That starts to give you the feeling of the hand speed. But then the other thing that's going to start to happen is I'm going to rotate my hips, right? I'm going to go. And that's just a really good feeling to get. Now, when you put the ball on here, it'll shoot out to the right when you do this. So, you know, it kind of gives you the feel, but it's got its limitations in you know, how you can execute this when you actually do this. Because if you go here, what's going to happen is when you whip it, it's going to go way off to the right there, right? So that's because you're getting speed real early when you're making that move. So it's a good way to kind of feel it as far as execution and throwing the ball off. Maybe not the best way, but it's a great little feeling there because that elbow hits that trail side, toe of the club whips past the heel of the club. Now I can try to feel that same thing with the club with the exit out this way. I'm going constant body rotation, fast hands, right? Boom. Constant body rotation, fast hands. Slow it down. Constant body rotation, fast hands. So keeping that club right, feel like there's a string attached from the end of the club to your sternum right here. You want to keep that right in front of your body, and that's what allows you to get that constant hip rotation, but really start to whip that toe of the club past the heel. When you go to what I call the closed face grip, right? This is where you move that lead hand over to the right on the grip of the club for a right-handed player, makes the toe of the club want to turn over and go left through impact. That's the fast hands part. So if you're working on getting the fast hands, we've really got to get that closed face grip. That's where it all starts. If you want some free lessons that go into a lot of detail on the closed face grip, go to facefirstgolf.com. But that's the first piece to this. The next piece is this little cheat move where we drop this back foot back. That is one of the things that really helps you get that, because you'll swing that path more along your foot line, right? If you're swinging over the top with that glancing blow and that chicken wing, you're just swinging your path left of target through impact, right? That's all over the top is. It's just swinging left as a compensation for that club face that usually comes through open. Most players really struggle to square up that club face. So you've got to get that club path coming more from the inside on the downswing. The little cheat that we do for that is to drop this back foot back, because you'll tend to swing your path more along your feet. When you combine the closed face grip, toe passing the heel, with dropping this back foot back, now you are doing two things that are really going to fight those typical tendencies and help you, one, swing that path more from the inside on the downswing, and two, get that toe of the club passing the heel of the club and start getting that whip of the toe of the club past the heel of the club. And those two things really help you with that path coming from the inside and really developing those fast hands. All right, let's hit a few here and let's start working on this constant body rotation and the fast hands, okay? So it's not fast body rotation, it's constant body rotation. So the feeling here, after we've done our cheat moves, we've got that closed face grip, a little bit of that closed stance. Now we're trying to feel that club stay right in front of the body. And when you feel this whip, I really want you to feel like the toe of the club points down over here, okay? That's the fast hands part. And really just almost feel like this starts a little early from the top of the swing, and then we really get that whip of the toe of the club past the heel of the club. And it's just small little swings to start here. Aim that face, good closed face grip, a little bit of that closed stance right here. Club stays right in front of the body, constant body rotation, fast hands. Not fast body rotation, constant body rotation, fast hands. And really just trying to whip the toe of the club past the heel of the club. And I got a little fade right there, but man, that one stayed in the air for a while. That had some good pop on it right there. Felt really good. And felt like I didn't even swing at it, but everything's really in sync. That's the whole thing. That's where this old guy power comes from. I'm almost 55. I'm working on this every day, guys. I'm trying to keep my distance. I'm trying to see if maybe I can even gain a little bit of distance. And I've been having a lot of fun working on this stuff as I've been shooting all these new driver videos. And it's just been a blast to hit some old guy bombs on the golf course like I have been when I go out and play with my 13-year-old son, who's a really good competitive player. So it's just constant with the body rotation. Fast hands here, right? So, aim the face, good closed face grip, a little bit of that closed stance right here. And now we just whip the toe past the heel. And there's another, that's a nice little draw right there. And that one's running a mile. And I'm telling you, it just does not feel like I'm even swinging at the ball with that little move. All of that pop and all of that power, it's not coming from what the young guys do, you know, where they really crank their body and lag it and explode on it with that huge whip. This is just constant body rotation, fast hands, and it's such a good feeling when you start to get this. Closed face grip, closed stance. There's another nice, just solid little draw. That's a runner right there. So I don't know, it's just fun to work on this. It's fun to hit some shots. You're gonna see some squirrely ones every once in a while when you first, but then you're gonna feel that pop. You're just gonna get that ball pop off the club face like that. And it's just the greatest feeling in the world. And it's why we play golf, isn't it? I mean, we play golf just to get the great feelings. It's not just all about score. It's about getting the great feelings of hitting great shots and having the ball really pop off the club face. Let's see if we can get one more here. Constant body rotation. Club stays right in front of the body. Toe of the club really whips past the heel of the club here. Oh, and there's the little fade. It's all right. Kick down off that hill. I got lucky, got away with that one. I leave them in here, you know? I mean, that's golf. It's just, you're not gonna hit them all great. Those aren't terrible, terrible misses that are gonna kill me or anything. And when you're working on something, you're not gonna hit every shot really well, right? You're just trying to learn the timing of how much do I have to whip the toe of the club past the heel of the club when I'm swinging from the inside and making that constant body rotation here. There's a nice draw up that right side. That one got a big kick down into the fairway there. So that's how you go about working on it. And you know, this is the kind of stuff, and I've been working on this every single day into my net at home, just working on these feelings. And so one thing that I will say, that when you start to really work on this stuff, frequent practice sessions at home into the net, no days off, okay? You don't have to work hard at it. You don't have to do those things that wreck your body. All you have to do is do this regularly, frequent practice sessions for short periods of time. And when I say short periods of time, I'm talking like 5 minutes. Go get these feelings, work on this for 5 minutes at home, get this feeling, then work on constant hip body rotation, fast hands, club right in front of your body, hit balls into the net at home, working on this, and little by little by little, your swing starts to really transform over a period of time. And that, there may be, I don't know, maybe there are coaches who know more than me and there's faster, better ways to do it. In my experience, having gone from a 15 handicap slicer down to at my best a 1, this is how I did it, is through short, frequent practice sessions at home and letting this transform my swing over a period of time.